friends, Nibs again. Out in the garage doing a little bit of goofing around tonight. It's starting to snow out now, so we're really going to be getting a couple inches tonight, and I think winter's finally here. But I wanted to get out in the garage and do a little bit of plinking, a little bit of goofing around, and I thought I would start kind of showing you guys some of my old Crosman stuff that I had, and this one here is pretty cool. I did a little bit of rearranging in the garage and got a little bit of eye candy up here on the bench. So, but what I wanted to bring you guys tonight and let you see is one that is pretty, I don't know if you'd call it rare, but at least uncommon. Crosman really kind of put their hedge their bets on the 22 being the more popular pellet version, and they really kind of did limited runs of 177 calibers. The Model 100 or the Model 101 and 102 were 22 caliber pellet guns, and then the Model 100, they didn't put that out until like 1942, and that was the same, and they got those right up here, 102 and a 101, and then the 100 as well. They didn't come out with the 100 till 1942 until 1949. Then they came out with they actually carried those, the Model 101 and the 102 until 1951, when they came out with the Model 140 or 120, and they didn't have any 177 version of that. But then in 1954 they came out with the Model 140, which is the same as this except for in 22 caliber, and that they didn't have anything in 177 until 1964, when they came out with the Model 147, and they only had that around for until 1966, and that's when they came out with the 760, and the rest is history there. But they must have finally realized that their 177, their lack of a 177 continuous product was probably a faux pas. But this one, like I said, was made, the Crosman Model 147 was only made from 64 to 66, so it is pretty uncommon, pretty rare. They did make in 1949 only, according to all the documentation I can find, the Town and Country and Town and Country Junior line was only very limited production in 1949 only. I have one here. This is the Model 110, which is a Town and Country Junior in 22 caliber. This is the one I really like. This has got that tiger maple stock on it. But they had the Model 109 and 110 were the Town and Country Juniors. 109 was the 177, and 110 was the 22, and then the Town and Country, which just was a longer pole version of those, was the 106 and 107, I believe. And so 106 would be the 177, 107 would be the 22 version. I don't have any of those yet, but I'm looking. But we're gonna go ahead and just shoot a couple of groups with this guy. I want to try out. I've got these Stoger wad cutters, and those are kind of a premium wad cutter, and so I'm gonna do a group with those. And then I've got some of the Daisy 177s, which really proved to be pretty good, but they're a real budget friendly wad cutter, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a group of those up against, and I'm just shooting at the little 1.5-inch bullseyes across the garage here, so should be a pretty good challenge for me. But let's start out with the Stogers. this thing really does pump up with some pretty good pressure too. I did run it across a crony a while back, but I forget what my numbers were. This is one that I needed to rebuild when I first got it. Wasn't holding air. This is one of Crosman's first, well, the 140 was one of Crosman's first adventures into a self-pumper or self-cocker, where you don't have to cock a lever back. The 110s, you had to you pulled the knob back when you cocked it. The 120 also had to cock that. Alrighty, a little low, but good looking group. It's kind of what I'm looking for, is the grouping. Ooh, kind of pulled that one a little left. I think that was just me though. This is a nice little gun though. I had a 140 that was on loan to the channel from one of my friends at the local gun shop, and I rebuilt that for him and then brought it back to him. So, but I'll get one eventually into my collection in here. But all right, that's better. Yeah, see that one? That was a total flinch by me there, I'm sure. It's got a little bit of a heavy, gritty trigger, which is pretty common with these self-cockers. But you can see, other than that one I flinched over, they're all in one ragged hole there, it looks like, from over here. But so the way the self-cockers work is, as you start pumping it and the valve gets some pressure inside of it, it's actually pushing that valve up against the trigger. So the more you pump it, the more pressure you got, the more weight there is on the trigger. That was one of the kind of the drawbacks of a self-cocker. So really couldn't do anything about the pull weight. The more pumps you do, the more pressure you're going to have against that sear. I'm not sure if that's why they eventually started doing where you had to cock them for each shot again. All right, so now we're moving on to the daisies. I forgot to mention that, but we'll see what we can do with these. Looks like my point of impact with these might have shifted just a little bit. But again, we're just looking at grouping here. Not doing bad. So I've seen some places online where you can buy scope mounts that will actually clamp on the barrel. I haven't done a lot of investigations on them yet, but if anybody's got any information about them, let me know in the comments down below. I've got some nice period correct scopes, a little Weaver like B6 or something like that that would look pretty cool on this thing, I think. All right, we're keeping that one pretty small too. This is a nice shooting gun. That's why I like to put a little scope on it and see if we can kind of even stretch a little bit more accuracy out of it. Hey, nothing wrong with that group either. Not quite as good as the Stogers, except for the one flyer, obviously. But there you go. That is my Crosman model 147. Again, 177 caliber Crosman pump-up gun. Only made in right in the mid-60s, 64 to 66, best I can tell. And then they came out with the 760, and which was a really great gun. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't one of these. I really like the looks of these. They've made these had made these for a long time, and they still made the 1400s, which was a 22 caliber up into the 70s. And I have one of those, really nice one of those as well. So anyway, I hope you liked the video. If you did, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when I do post up new videos. Till next time, have a great day.